Greetings from near and far. Hope your week is going great. Last week's episode, we talked about the US spouse visa application process, and you saw how stressful and expensive it can be, but definitely gets you mentally ready for the remaining things to come, such as selling the house. So a bit of a background and what I know about the how it is in between the States and here. 25 years ago, I used to work in a appraisal office, and then I became a property appraiser myself. The process in Florida of selling a house can take up to 90 days with the average of 45 to 60 days. If you're selling a house in the States, especially in Florida area, you enlist an agent who prices the property, puts it in the market for you. You generally sell as is, but per law, you must disclose any crash defects. If the buyer is having a mortgage, the lending company, either the mortgage broker or the bank, will order title searches to verify ownership, and that is free of liens, and appraisals to make sure the sale price is within the range of the property values in the area. At that time, I thought the overall process in Florida was a bit complicated and lengthy, but they still had some simplifications. For example, they had something called desktop appraisals. You didn't have to do an inspection if the property met a certain criteria, and you can quantify the value with information online. Some of the main differences are in the Isle of Man, there is no such a thing as real estate or realtors. You have estate agents, and those are the ones who handle listing and sales. A survey is what is ordered by the lender in the mortgage process, but in the US, that's what is called appraisal. That's what I did. In the US, the appraisal is mainly to determine that the sale prices can be substantiated based on the quality of the property construction and specifications against the other sales in the area in the past 6 months. And the appraiser must also note any major functionality defects affecting the property value or integrity, such as, for example, a hole in the roof. In the Isle of Man, a survey can impact a sale in many ways. For example, a surveyor may say that a tile is missing in the roof. The bank might decide to put a retainer on the loan and hold that amount until that work is evidenced as completed, and then they give that small amount back to whoever was borrowing the money. An appraisal in the US does not have the same impact for minor items as the property is being purchased as is. The estate agents in the US typically engage in the services of a closing agent to coordinate escrow accounts where the deposits are held, and also are responsible for settlement of all costs. The estate agents are also responsible for organizing the sale contracts, like all the paperwork. In the Isle of Man, both parties typically hire advocates that offer the conveyancing services. The conveyancing advocates are the ones who request the public searches, coordinate with the agents the contract exchange date, prepare all the paperwork related to the sale, and also manage the disbursement of funds. In Florida, typically, you don't need specialized lawyers for this process, as the searches requests are managed by the lender or the real estate agent, and these searches are fulfilled by title companies. In the US, you close the sale, and it is called closing day or settlement. In the Isle of Man, it's called completion date. For a seller in Florida, cost of selling a house probably ranges between 5% to 10% on the higher scale. The highest cost goes to the realtor's fees or their commissions, which could range anywhere between 5 to 6% of the final price. In the Isle of Man, the cost is slightly lower, around 3.5% average. The bulk of the costs go to the conveyancing fees to the advocates because they have a fixed price anywhere between $1,000 to $3,000 plus VAT, which is tax, and the agent commissions vary between 1% to 3.5%, again with tax. The end-to-end process in the Isle of Man is said to be between 8 to 12 weeks, but in reality, it can take much longer. And this is why. If the buyer is getting a mortgage, bid for the full value of the property or a partial amount, £1, let's say, the process does not vary much. And unless it is marked as urgent, it will take as long as it needs to take based on the volume of the work in the bank and the resources available to approve the mortgage, then send to underwriting, and then order the surveys. The underwriting teams could be located within the same office or in Jersey or the UK, And that's another place where the case can get stuck on a pipeline. And once the surveys are ordered and everything is okay, the seller agent, estate agent, is advised, and they will produce a memorandum of sale. And this is what activates all the advocates, the conveyancing advocates, to start doing their tasks. The conveyancing advocates will get to their cases as well based on their resources. And as well, the local planning office and the utilities office could take their time replying to search requests. And please understand that all these requests result in massive pile of paper, so you can assume it's all sent via couriers or post. So where are we now? We accepted an offer on the 23rd of December, and as of early this week, there has been no survey order. The reason why? The buyer's mortgage has not gone to underwriting yet, as the mortgage team said they were waiting for a paperwork from the buyer. We later found out from our agent, who called the mortgage administrator directly, that finally the case was moving to underwriting. So that means that our surveys should be ordered soon. That will allow our agent to release the memo of sale, so finally the advocates can get going with their tasks and the property searches with the planning office and utilities, etc. Sometimes you cannot sit back and wait for things to happen, especially not in a small island like ours. And it is not every day that someone relocates out and that someone has a hard day to leave. We depend on the proceeds of the sale of the house to start our new life. And we do have some savings, enough to cover the shipping of all our items, dog travel expenses, living expenses from now until we leave. And we have some spare change for incidentals, but we cannot handle a big emergency. So in all sense of the meaning of the word delay, we cannot afford any delays anymore. If you work for a mortgage team in the Isle of Man, I would be interested to find out what else can we do from a seller's perspective to get this case going faster. And that's it for now. Thank you for joining on my rant and sharing this journey with me, and I will see you next week. Please, as usual, like, subscribe, and post any comments below. Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.